Hey, everybody. Good evening, good day, good morning, wherever you are. I hope you are doing well. I'm so excited to be here this evening and share with you this experience I had last week that was really quite remarkable. I'm going to wait a minute to see who's going to be coming online. If you are online, please say hello and say where you're watching from. And if you're watching the replay, let me know that you are watching the replay. Hey, Lois, I'm so glad that you're here. Awesome. Hope things are going well for you. Hey, Monica, thank you so much for joining. All right, I wanted to share this story that happened last week. Last week, I was in Nevitt, Maryland, which is on the eastern shore of Maryland and on the Chesapeake. And my sister and her late husband and my brother and his wife co-own this house, and it's just beautiful. I love spending time there. It's right on the water. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place. And I was working remotely there last week. Well, I was in the guest house suite, and my sister was in the house. So we were socially distancing, working together. And nature's super important to me. I don't know, you guys might see how I post all these pictures on different Facebook groups I have or my personal page about going for walks or the water or the birds that I see. So not only does it help me ground, and I love it, and it's so important to us, it's actually part of what's called in my human design. So human design is a tool that I use with people to really help them understand their soul's design, what they've come to do and be and experience in life. So gate 5 is my life's work, and it's all about divine timing. It's about following the rhythms of life and trusting in the rhythms of life. Hey, Christine, I'm so glad you're here. And it's about being in flow with the natural rhythms. It's about not pushing the river, but going with the flow. It's waiting for the right time to take that action, which can look completely different than everybody else. So it's about right timing. It's also about recognizing patterns, which I do in art and graphic design, and actually able to see that when I do a hand reading and when I do human design. And that's all part of what I'm here to do. So spending time on the dock is like one of my most favorite things to do, because I get to be in the rhythm of life, and I just am a witness to it. I spent hours on this dock. I mean, the tides go in and out into their own rhythm of timing. The jellyfish come in their own timing, and it is not the time to go in the water. And Harry the heron and Eddie the egret, my sister has named them these names, they have their own sense of timing and when they show up in this cove. So it is this beautiful, amazing place where so much happens and nothing happens. And I would take breaks. Like, I'm always down there. If you can't find me on the property, you just need to see, like, Elaine's down at the dock. So last week I would take breaks during the day, and I would go down, and I just to be outside and appreciate and stretch my legs, and I'd come back. So last Thursday, I was just done with a Zoom call. I'm in this coaching program I'm in, and I came out to take a break, and my sister happened to be coming out to take a break, and it was getting towards the end of the day. And we both walked down to the dock together, and we, checked things out, and then we were walking back. And all of a sudden, we both looked up, and there was the biggest bird I've ever seen in my life flying right over us. And we both just stopped and looked up and gasped. And I was like, "What is that?" And we're like, "It's a female eagle." And we just both intuitively knew that's what it was. Although I'm not the best at naming all the birds unless it's really obvious, but it was this huge, the biggest bird I've ever seen. Female eagle, which I later learned a female eagle is a third to a half size larger than a male. So it flew directly over us, and we just stopped, just dead stopped. And I said to her, "Can you hear that?" And it was the wings. You could hear the steady rhythm of the wings beating, and it was like a heartbeat. these wings beating. It was steady and strong and confident. And we just stopped in that moment. And it's as if time stood still. And in my gate 5, which is about waiting, the city, which is, I don't want to get too complicated, but there are moments of timelessness where time stands still. And I was like, oh my God, this is what this feels like. And it was the most incredible feeling. And even though it passed quickly, I still feel it in my heart. But the weird thing is, like, the power of her wings, or just energetically, it was if that motion rippled down into me, and then like it opened up my heart, and I don't know what happens, but something changed within me, and it just completely shifted my energy, and it was like the coolest thing. And what was so cool was she owned who she was. She owned the sky. She took up space unapologetically, and she flew in all her glory and joy. She owned her divine design, not from arrogance, but from this place of deep knowing and simply claiming it. There was no question. There was no doubt. She was magnificent, and she let her true brilliance just shine. She was the queen of the sky and the earth and the water. And let me just tell you, she was pretty darn powerful. And it was just such an incredible experience. And then it reminded me of all these times that eagles have shown up in my life, and I forgot about them. So when I first moved to Richmond, some kind of trauma stuff had been triggered, and I went to go get some trauma therapy. And I thought it was about my lake experience when I had a near-death experience saving someone from drowning. But it actually had to be when I was 8 and saved my brother from drowning in a pool. And the therapist I work with did this soul retrieval thing. And she said, Elaine, from the trauma, there was part of your soul that broke off. And an eagle has been taking care of it since then. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I know the soul part being broken off sounded accurate. So I went through with it. So the first time I did it, it didn't work. I couldn't integrate it. And so the second time I did. And she said, because you've integrated that missing part back into your being, you have this eagle energy that you can call upon. So when I first moved to Richmond, I would use that energy, and I would remember, I have this strength within me, and what does it mean to have eagle energy? Because she said to not look it up first, but to decide for myself. But I forgot about it until that eagle flew above me, and it was almost the way the energy was. It was almost as if that was her flying by. I don't know, it sounds crazy. Her flying by or something, but it was like this completion thing. And I have 4 brothers who are all Eagle Scouts. 2 of my nephews are Eagle Scouts. So we've got a lot of Eagle Scouts in my family. And when I thought of the eagle, I always thought of it as a male energy because of how the symbolism has been crafted in the U.S. history. But seeing that eagle fly by, it was like the energy of the changing of the guard. It was if she was saying, hey, listen, ladies, no longer are we going to play second to the patriarchal version of an eagle, and that we're here to soar as the queens of our own lives, even during these really super challenging times. And we're here to claim our own divine design so we can shine, so we can soar, so we can take up space unapologetically. Because I know for me, one of the hardest things is for me to really take up space and be okay with being here on earth. But like just watching her, I was like, no, it's okay, I can do that. Another thing about an eagle and an eagle feather is like 2 months before, my brother Dan had found an eagle feather, and he said, I said, are you going to keep it? And he said, no, it's actually illegal because he wasn't a Native American. And he didn't bring it in the house, and he hadn't, I don't know if he's contacted our tribe yet to give it to, but he had it outside in a pot. And when I went over to visit him and my mom, I said, can I touch it? And like, I picked it up and I was like, well, that is a feather. You know, it was just so powerful and so strong. Well, here's what's so funny about the timing of seeing the eagle. Last Thursday, I shared a post and it's called, Hey Universe, Where's My Feather? I posted it at like 12:12. I saw that eagle flying a few hours later. It took me a couple days to even realize that. I was like, oh my God, that is like a feather. Because the whole post was about asking for a feather, asking for help, waiting for divine timing, trusting that even if the answer looks different than I expected, we always get an answer. And I just have to laugh because this was a big ass eagle flying right over us. And it made me think, because I'm all about right timing in my design, and I can get very confused about if I try and do things before it's the right time. Her flying by, there was all this feeling in my heart. It's like, okay, it's time. It's time to do this stuff that you've kind of been tiptoeing around. It's time to help these women, even during these crazy times. So I wanted to share to stay tuned, because I'm going to be creating a free online web lab coming up sometime in September. I don't have the date. To help you have that eagle eye view of what is your own rhythm, not someone else's, yours, and help you discover and embrace your unique soul design, what you've come to do and be and experience in this lifetime, so you can shine and soar like you and I were created to be. It's just, I don't know, something really shifted in me. I hope this spoke to you. I haven't, if I would love to comment, it's time for us to be powerful. It is so time for us to be powerful. It is so time. The world needs us. It needs us to really, really step up and claim the freedom to be us in a more authentic way that shines through and helps us, because we need some bright lights. We need just some goodness in this world. So I hope this inspired you. You got something out of this. I would love to hear it. Awesome, Lois. I'm glad you thought it was really cool. I just thought it was really cool. And again, a reminder that the universe is always, always speaking, always answering, always, if we're open to receiving, if we're open to really being in touch with nature and being in touch with, you know, it's just an amazing place, the world and this universe. And it's about appreciating the mysteries and the magic and the miracles. So I hope you enjoyed this live. And I will be starting to do Facebook Lives more. So I look forward to seeing you then. Take care. Bye.